Hi guys, David here. In today's video we are going to talk about the three-legged thing, the L bracket. Hi, if you're new here, my name is David, and on this channel we talk about photography and video. If that is something you're into, consider subscribing. Okay, so let's talk about the three-legged thing, the L bracket. So the people were asking me like, why do I need to use a L bracket for landscape work? And for me, I prefer an L bracket for landscape work just because I used to use my camera on a tripod with a ball head. Anytime I wanted to shoot any portraits or, in portrait mode, you loosen the ball head and you shift it over. And if you're using anything like the 50 to 140 or the 100 to 400 or any heavier lens on the camera, I always had an issue with when you cranked it down that it would drift forward and it would mess up the angle that I was going for. So that's the biggest reason why I use an L bracket. For me, so much easier to have the L bracket. I could have the ball head square and ready to go, attach that L bracket if I want to. I just loosen the ball head plate and then I can put it in portrait mode, crank it down, and it doesn't move. So that is the biggest reason why I go with an L bracket. The reason I went with three-legged thing is because I've had a tripod. I still use it today. I've had it for years. It is the three-legged thing Brian. It's really high quality. It's carbon fiber. I use it at the beach, in the sand and stuff. I was getting some sand inside of it. It was really easy to take it apart and clean. So that's why I went with the three-legged thing L bracket. I like it because I can have any camera and I can mount this L bracket to it. If you're looking around for L brackets, they might have ones that have a grip. You can make a deeper grip on your camera, but they're usually for, like, it might be set for the XT3. Maybe you'll get one for the XT4, but you can't switch it. If you have two different cameras, the XT4 and XT3, you can't interchange the L brackets to those cameras. So that's why I like having a universal one. If I need to, I can just loosen the bolts on the bottom and I can shift this side plate. The one thing about the three-legged thing you might want to think about is if you are shooting on the XT4. So right now I don't have the side plate on here, but if I put that on there, and if I'm shooting with the L bracket on the XT4 and I want to use the flip out screen, I can't actually flip it around. So you might want to think about that. But I notice, for me, I don't shoot a lot of landscapes in portrait mode, so I don't actually use this side bracket. I usually keep this in my backpack, and then when I need to, I'll just have it like this, and then if I need to, I could flip out the screen like that. And then if I am going to go ahead and shoot in portrait mode, then I can mount this to my tripod, slide that in there, and then I'm ready to go in portrait mode. So if you are using the XT4 and you're thinking about that, I think there is an L bracket, but it's for, I think it's for the XT4. It's not universal or anything like that. But I think Small Rig makes one where the side plate actually will shift forward and backwards, so you can flip around the screen a little bit easier. But like I said, I don't need that because I don't really shoot in portrait mode that often, and you can just put this right on your tripod if you need to. And another reason why I love using the three-legged thing, the Ellie Short with the Peak Design plate on it, is because I use the capture clip. If you've ever haven't seen it before, by Peak Design. I mean, there's probably a ton of other companies that actually make capture clips now, but this capture clip, I have the Peak Design backpack, everyday backpack, 30 liter. I mean, it doesn't matter what backpack you're using, but I put this on the strap and I can, have my camera kind of mounted over here. So I can just go into there and I can just lock that in. It's in place. It's right here, and then whenever I want to, you know, if I want to do any shooting, I can just hit this button, release the camera from the plate, and then I can, you know, shoot some video, some photography. When I'm done, you know, put it back in there and it's locked on. Because I don't like to have, you know, when you're traveling or doing anything, you know, any work, and you see a shot and you want to take it, normally I would have to, you know, take my backpack off, get into my bag, grab my camera, take the shot. I just like to have, you know, I could be going on with my backpack, have my camera always mounted to that. And I usually have a, you know, wide angle lens on this. So that's where I do most of my shooting, is wide angle. I'm ready to go. And then for the XT3, I have the Ellie Short without the peak design. So you can tell that it doesn't have the peak design plate on it. So I'll keep this in my bag, and then whenever I'm shooting, usually on the XT3, I'm shooting with, you know, a zoom or mid-range zoom or something like that, and I can just take it out of my bag, mount it to the tripod, you know, landscapes, portrait mode. And the other reason why one thing that I like about using the XT3 for photography is because I love the screen. It flips down for, you know, landscape stuff, and then whenever I want to do any portraits, I can just, you know, flip this out, put it in portrait mode. I mean, I just love that screen there. So that's why I like using the XT3 for photography and stuff like that. So that's it for the three-legged thing, the L bracket. If you haven't already, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.